All right, so inside we have these nice hardwood floors which have been refinished in the living areas, in the hallway, this bedroom, and then these two bedrooms they don't look like they've been refinished. There's actually a little bit of just wear and tear. Not too bad. Let's go through the kitchen and then we'll go to the garage. The kitchen kind of is what it is. It's in pretty good shape. It has been updated at some point in the past with, looks like, oak cabinetry. Everything seems to work. Cooktop oven, and there is a fan here. Doesn't have a hood. And there's also a garbage disposal. Dishwasher, which I ran all those things. So the thing about the fans, both the bathroom fans and the kitchen fans, they just vent into the attic, which is not great for moisture issues and for grease in the kitchen. The bathroom ones, there actually is a bit of mold buildup in the attic around those fan areas, but that's all down that end of the house. So anyway, there's pictures in the report about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and go out to the garage. Okay. So it's just typical garage. Not a whole lot to say. The overhead door opener works, has safety features, the lasers, laser eye things. And then we have our pull down for the attic. Went up there, looks okay. There's a light bulb up there, you can pull the string. And for the most part, insulation looks okay. And the roof sheathing, the underside of the roof looks okay until we get down to that far end where the bathrooms are. And there's a bit of mold from those, kind of that whole end. Other than that, this front chimney, which you can see the base of it here, there's a little bit of moisture staining below that on the roof. Most likely from before the roof was replaced, because it felt pretty dry right now. There's at least one other spot that I noted that there's some moisture staining that feels dry at this point. Okay, in here we have the water heater. I didn't bring my light in, but let me see. I think it's about 20 years old, if I remember right. It's in the report. It's missing its earthquake straps and the temperature pressure relief overflow. Try to get this. Yeah. It's supposed to be gravity all the way, but it does this loop up, which don't recommend that. That's an important safety feature, and so it should drain downhill the whole way and not have that loop in there. Okay. I can't see where it goes after that, but it should either go to the garage floor or it should go outside the house, is what the Oregon code says. All right, so in the house, most of the flooring, carpeting's okay. There's a little bit of staining. Might be able to be cleaned up. The baseboards, all of those work, along with the two ductless heat pump units inside, one here and one in the back. So there's plenty of heat. I think the only one I didn't get to work was this baseboard, which I don't even know if there's a thermostat for it any longer. Stop and talk about the fireplaces. There's two fireplaces, both wood burning masonry fireplaces. This one has a damper that works. The other one in here, the damper does not work. It's rusted open. So that's just right up in here. The damper is not able to close. Other than that, they seem okay. Do recommend, if they're going to be used, to have them evaluated and swept by a chimney sweep. Laundry. Oh, we better stop and talk about that. So here we have the electrical panel. And unfortunately, it's a Zinsco panel, which we just recommend being replaced. They're just not considered safe any longer. And in fact, they haven't really been considered safe for a couple decades. So anyway, recommend you replace that with a newer panel that's not a safety hazard. Come to here, we have a little master suite. Toilet works okay, could use a new seat. This shower, for some reason there's not a whole lot of pressure in this shower. Other places in the house there seems to be plenty of pressure, so that should be evaluated and hopefully repaired. You can see pretty normal there. Alright, coming around, there's the other heat pump head. Wood windows with aluminum storm windows. And in this bathroom, it has cultured marble, wainscoting, and shower surround, which is it's a nice product and comes all the way around. Coloring's a little bit dated, but it should work if you keep it. And there is a little bit of mildew mold on the front edge caulking. See here, there's much better pressure field this side. Alright. So that's about it. Just thought I'd do a couple quick videos. Can't think of anything else. Oh, the crawl space. Yeah, we should talk about that. So I came out of the crawl space, and so there are a few things down there. Mostly just it's a mess. There's been animals down there, including a raccoon and a big fat cat. So the raccoon is dead. It was a little surprising to come across that, because a few weeks ago I came across a sleeping skunk and did not wake it up. Glad about that. But anyway, seeing a raccoon startled me a little bit, but he's dead. And then a minute or so later, I came across one of the fattest cats I've ever seen that was alive. I'm not sure how he even got in there, but that should be evaluated, how they're getting in there, and seal it up. But they've also made a mess. So they've pulled down the insulation. Oops. Sorry. They've pulled down the insulation. I won't be able to show you here, but there's lots of pictures in the report. In a lot of spaces, they kind of just ripped it down and made a bit of a mess. So it's hard to see down there. So for future inspections and future just evaluating plumbing, really should be cleaned up and the vapor barrier straightened out. And there are a few places where there's no insulation, pretty small areas, but still. Pull out all the messed up insulation and fix the insulation as wanted, as needed, and pull out the dead raccoon. And someone needs to figure out how that cat's getting in there. I do not know at this point. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find another vent, but I'm gonna wrap this up, and let me know if you have any questions after reading through the report. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.